With the quick-set mold system, you have a rugged steel construction on the lower units that will be permanently mounted in your thermoforming machine. Each steel unit was then machined parallel and fitted with two compact flange mount retention cylinders. The cylinders have a holding force rated at 2,000 pounds, each giving the two assembled units a total holding capacity of more than 8,000 pounds. This is much more capacity than is typically needed for the single-sheet thermoforming process. The cylinders' flanges were machined down to allow them to be mounted under a top plate, giving them the ability to float or move when a tool expands as it is brought up to molding temperature. In past attempts to use the Segan system, the tolerance was too accurate for large tools. It was also almost impossible to drill holes for mounting the male knobs. The cast aluminum receivers are cast to the same height as a standard 4-inch aluminum I-beam, therefore allowing you to use them to replace existing I-beams or add them to tools that you already have in production. The male Segan knobs are mounted up inside the cast aluminum receivers, so you can continue to store your tools on racks without damaging the knobs. Another feature that was included in the aluminum receiver is an angle on the inside wall that allows you to be very inaccurate when you load large tools. The angled walls self-locate when the receivers are lowered over the steel lower units. When you induce air into the cylinders, they open, allowing the male knobs to drop into place. When air is released, the cylinders lock. Unlike most cylinders, you do not have to worry about air failure. The steel units are mounted into the machine using 3/8-inch diameter bolts, allowing for a very simple installation to almost any existing thermoforming machine. Air lines can be installed permanently to the machine's controls. We can also eliminate any possibility of any accidental air release with a lockable air terminal box. The mold can be loaded very easily with a lift truck and in most cases one operator. The mold is lowered over the steel units. As it is lowered, the self-aligning angle on the inside walls of the aluminum receivers locate the male knobs into the cylinders. The air is introduced and the mold drops into place, eliminating any bolts or clamps. Removing the mold from the machines requires even less time. Quick change vacuum and water fittings can also help to decrease the time it takes to set up the tool. The addition of steel units in the upper platens can be used to eliminate virtually all of the location and mounting time involved in a twin sheet application. As you can see, what used to take hours can now be done in minutes. The quick-set mold system worked so well, we used it to develop a simple system for trimming thermoformed parts. A common aluminum vacuum base was cast with a hole in the top surface. We then machined the base parallel. 3 Segan mini flange mount cylinders were installed into the base, with each having a holding capacity of 1,200 pounds for a total of 3,600 pounds of holding capacity. In this case, we need the accuracy of plus or minus 0.2 of a thousandth repeatability. We machined an O-ring seal groove in the top of the base around the cast hole to allow the transfer of vacuum through the base into the vacuum router fixture. We then used plates and added 3 male cylinder knobs. The knobs were mounted in a pattern so the plate can only be mounted one way. Once the plate is locked to the fixture and the CNC program is written to trim the part, it can be stored on a computer disk or in the PC memory to be used over and over again. If you need to recalibrate your CNC router, you can mount your recalibration instruments to the plate and recalibrate the machine back to the base so all your fixtures would be back in alignment. A fixture can be easily added or removed from the vacuum router base. Since the cylinders are so accurate, you can relocate your fixtures to almost exactly where they were the last time you used them. As you can see, the ability to eliminate virtually all of your setup time when changing tools or fixtures now exists with the new Quick Set Mold system and Quick Set router systems. With this new quick change development, we at Tooling Technology believe your changeover cost can be reduced to a minimum.